All right, thank you so much, Professor Bruce, for that excellent introduction. I'm very excited to be speaking at this meeting. It's such a privilege for me to take advantage of this platform to address issues that are very important to research. And for you to give me this opportunity, Prof. Bruce, it means so much to me. And also to ask me to speak expressly in guiding early career researchers and postgraduate students. It comes with a lot of thoughts that a leader like you is rare. Thank you for representing so much to all of us, for being transformational in your approach, and also for being strategically representing excellence, which cuts across a lot of different fields and levels of expertise. While I'm confident that what I'll be sharing today is going to resonate a lot with so many people, I'm also of the opinion that it will help me likewise. Because the more you try to help people, the easier it gets for you. And that consciousness is part of my driving force and motivation. I'm key to do this again and again. I'm glad again, Prof. Luz, and thank you for the privilege. So what I'll be talking about is something very important to research and to all researchers globally. You need to understand that there are two key skills that are very pertinent to research. Your ability to speak fluently in presenting your research ideas or experimental and protocols or what you have done in terms of acquiring data in the lab to people that need it the most, meaningfully, convincingly well. And secondly, your ability to write. Writing is key, is important, it's paramount to anyone who would become a great researcher, as the case may be. So my intention today is to talk to you about academic writing. I've taken my time to think through my presentation, and I want to do it in a way that will be landmark, also memorable, so that you can go back to this presentation over and go through it over and over again and make it just like a go-to guide for your research journey. What I'm going to do first is to tell you reasons why people don't write. It's not everyone that likes writing. I need to tell you, you don't have to like writing to write. You don't have to like food to eat. You need food for survival. So writing is like a means to survive. As a researcher, you need writing to survive. If you can't write, it will be very difficult for you to achieve worthwhile success as a researcher in Africa, outside Africa, wherever you find yourself. And as individuals who understood what it means to write, it has helped me a lot. I remember when I started writing books in my university days. I published my first book when I was in level 200, that's second year in the university. I sold thousands of copies. In third year in the university, fourth year in the university, I wrote my second book. I sold 10,000 of copies to students, to individuals who were interested in developing their dreams and achieving worthwhile, greatness in life. And that experience has really built and honed my writing skills. And I was able to translate what I write in terms of passion now into academics. So part of what I do in training and mentoring younger researchers is to teach them what it takes to write, and it is not difficult to do so. So you don't have to like writing to write. Don't say you are not good enough. For you to be in graduate school or to finish first and second degree and to be doing PhD shows that you are good enough. It shows that you are smart. Part of what I think I should do today is to make you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, it will be difficult for you to become great in life. And I need to tell you that humbly and honestly. People may believe in you, But the activation of greatness pipeline is you believing in yourself. So you must believe that you have what it takes to do well. You are good enough. You are smart. And even you don't have to be smart to write. What you need to do is to start. People tell you, I'm not ready. I will write when I'm ready. Sometimes when you are to be writing, but you are just preparing, you are late. When you are to be ready, but you are trying to make an attempt, you are already late. You can't get fully ready for you to start writing. So the best way to write is to start. And the best way to know how to write is to write. You can't be good at it if you don't start and if you don't do it consistently. So I advise people, do 10 minutes, do 15 minutes, do 20 minutes on a subject that appeals to you the most. Something you are happy about. It could be music, for example. It could be philosophy. It could be psychology. It could be biology. It could be about reading. It could be about fashion, something that is relevant to your consciousness. So if you do that every day, what it does is that it gives you that consistency. And you can you can transfer that same approach or leverage that same approach for your academic writing purpose. It is not difficult. It is straightforward. So the moment you can balance this, you can maintain that consistency, it's easier for you to write. So people give an excuse of saying, I wasn't exposed to writing in my formative years. Most people were not. Even most great writers today, they told you growing up in school was hell. Why? They didn't know how to write. They didn't like it. They failed at every attempt to get better at writing. So not all of us were exposed to writing in our formative years. I know it's a challenge. And that's why the new generation of students we are having now, they are getting into that consciousness of knowing how to write, growing up in their primary schools, as the case may be, and like in the US, in your high school, and whatsoever good for you in terms of growth, relatively research-wise, and most importantly, in building your academic portfolio and also maintaining a good track record that can help you achieve worthwhile success as a student. So people give an excuse of, I'm not a gifted writer. You don't have to be a gifted writer. John Maxwell was not a gifted writer. He only likes or knows how to tell stories. But today is one of the best guy around in leadership. He's written bestsellers. I've listened to people who are great writers today who were not gifted writers. So you don't have to be gifted to do it. What you need to do is believe you can and take steps. Recruit necessary tools, relevant tools that you need. Gather necessary momentum in terms of motivation and take the first step. Stop making excuses. Excuses are the trademarks of mediocres. Excuses are gentle ways of telling lies. You can do it. And part of my assignment is to make you believe that it's possible. There is nothing impossible. And no one has the right to be better than you until you give them that right. It's not a competition anyway, but you have to believe that you have what it takes to do it. So don't say you are not a gifted writer. There are things you do daily that you are not gifted at doing. It is not your gift, but it has become part of your necessities. And what you need to know is that the more you do it, the more it becomes your gift. The more consistent you are, the more easier it gets for you to be able to write well and effectively to make sense. People say they don't like writing because it wastes time. That's not true. It doesn't waste time. They even need to understand that For you to get to the point of writing well, the more you are used to it, the easier it gets in terms of even timing. It is not difficult. It is your consciousness. There are things today that in the past you never knew you could because that this wastes my time. There are people that sit down and watch movies. They watch movies for as in 56 episodes, 100 episodes. That's cool. That's interesting. You need that sometime for the purpose of relaxation or you want to distress. But you need to know that what it takes to get to that length is the same skill you can deploy in terms of writing. So writing is not difficult. And if I may say, there is nothing easy in life. You have to be ready to take the bull by the horn. You have to do that. Even biblically, the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and only the violent can take it by force. It's a competitive world. And one of the best ways to build your competitive advantage is for you to be ready and willing and go all out to get it done. So these are some of the reasons why I think people don't want to write. They feel people will not read it. They have trust issues. Probably they don't even believe that they can write something good. I've had students in the past that you give them writing assignments. They've done it. They've completed it. But they won't turn it in. Why? Because they don't trust what they have written. And number two, they don't trust what you are going to say in terms of comments. And my advice to supervisors, to people that are training students, is be careful of what to say. It goes a long way in determining the kind of researchers that will build or that you are building. Even if what the student had done is not the best, there is a way you can go about letting him know that he has what it takes to do better. Sometimes you can tell someone that is stupid in a different way. You can just say, oh, I think you'd have taken more time to go through this. What you are telling the guy is he's stupid. But you are saying it in a different way. You have to be professional in dealing with students. Don't discourage them. Don't say what you wrote is wrong, is bad, is terrible. You don't even know how to write. Where did you come from? You are so foolish. You are stupid. What is this? This is nonsense. It sucks. Don't say that to students. It affects their psychology. Their psychological orientation. And that might affect how far they can go. Okay. Be someone that will encourage the student, tell them how they should do it. And sometimes too, I've worked with some senior colleagues in the past that they will tell you what you have done is not good, but they don't tell you how to do it better. You don't do that. And this is an advice, a free advice I'm giving to people that are in charge of students, supervision, mentoring, coaching, and so on and so forth. So let me structurally define academic writing. And my simple way of explaining academic writing is expressing your thoughts. Expressing your thoughts. But these thoughts can be around the experiments you have conducted in the lab. It can be around something that appeal to your consciousness that you found online, and you want to put it together as a review. Okay, it could be about an idea you have, and you want to project that idea, and you express your thoughts in that respect. It could be you are trying to clarify a concept, something that people have believed for a long period of time, but that is not what it is. You are trying to clarify that concept. It could be you are trying to justify a rationale. The rationale why in Africa we were able to survive COVID as compared to people in the West. Maybe you are also trying to maintain a balance. The balance like we survived COVID because our immune system have been primed. We've been exposed to some more notorious, if that's the word to use, pathogens. Some terrible parasites, for example, P. falciparum, which is responsible for malaria. And now, because our immune system have been sensitized, it was easier for us to clear the COVID virus, for example. Okay, so it's trying to express your thought. But if you have to do all of this, like you are trying to establish an ideal, which is part of your thoughts, you are trying to project an idea, which is part of your thoughts, you are trying to communicate an impression, which is part of your thoughts. With all of these, there are three ways to do it. You express your thought using your own words, not my word, not your friend's words, not what you find online. It is using your words. And number two, you have to use your levels of understanding, using your own words with your own level of understanding and your own style. Your own words, how you understood it, your style. However, it should be guided by an established standard and format so that you work within the scope of what is acceptable in research community and globally. So academic writing is for the purpose of tracking progress. People want to know the progress you are making. They want to know the status of your projects. Sometimes it's for the purpose of evaluation. They are trying to evaluate how far you have come with regards to your project. And some other time it's for the sake of feedback, giving feedback to your supervisor and to the funding agencies or to your boss. It's for accountability. One of the ways to show that you're accountable for anything you do is to show how far you have been able to push it through writing. And sometimes it's for the sake of discovery. You just discover something new in your area of interest, research interests, for example. And the research community will not know anything about it until it is written. And that is why academic writing is important and essential if you have to monitor our progress in that respect.